play. So this initiative also goes back to say that Track and Field series would actually assist Athletics South Africa in making sure we get more Olympians in the future.
Mr. James Moleya, President of Athletics South Africa, tell us more about this new series. I mean, what can people expect, considering the fact that, remember, like, not many people in the country still consider athletics as one of the biggest sporting codes in the country, yet the history is telling us something about this being one of, it should be counted amongst the biggest sporting codes.
Yeah, we spoke with the management about initiative. Now at long last, and then we can see where it's going. So I just want to thank SuperSport for this initiative. At long last, it's so important to have this one, especially, I'll explain, even the politicians were pushing us very hard to say we must go to the high schools, we must go to primary schools. Like before, we used to run on Wednesdays during my time. So this initiative will help us in terms of development. We know very well that we are not going to be suffering in terms of getting talent from school. We will have talent now, more talent. We will have headaches to choose the team going forward now, because now we know that SuperSport will help us to touch in all areas that we've never been before, because it was so difficult for these athletes to travel to competitions now. If now SuperSport is going to bring these competitions to them in their backyard, it will help us a lot. And then I know very well that it will be part of our development strategy going forward, is where we can monitor our children from primary schools, high schools, till up to the club level, where we know that where these children are coming from. It will help us, and then to put our database together, and we'll do what we call a monitoring system where we're going to monitor these children, where they're going to have the hiccups and all that. We'll make it a point in South Africa to get funding for those children to go to school, because some of these children, they are doing very well, but when they reach high school and universities, they don't have money to pay for school fees, and it's where you lose some of the children. So for this initiative, we will even go to SuperSport and say, save the situation. You know this child from primary school, high school, now these children, they are battling, so help them. It will help us going forward, and we know that we're going to have a lot of Olympians going forward in 2028 and beyond 2028. It will our benchmark.
And when is the event starting, and how can people follow it?
The event is starting on January, the first week of January, till up to the end of March. So every week we will dish out the information that we will go to. People can go to the website of Athletics South Africa, or can they go to SuperSport. We will time again update the schools, update the public about the competition. So for that, it will help them going forward, because now the winners, they will be the winners of the this competition. And a lot of those people, they will know how their children are doing very well in terms of athletics. So it will start in January and it will end up in March. And then people can get the information. We will send the information. The information will be on our Athletics South Africa website going forward.
And I think it is fitting that this event is launched during the time of the Olympics. And by the way, the South African athletic squad in Paris have got a schoolboy called Bayanda Walaza. I'm sure that on its own is a motivation to those who will be competing here.
You can check, like I said, 60% of the athletes that we have sent to Olympics are coming from development, are coming from schools, especially, but they are just only home promoted. And a good example with that young Stas Walaza, he's in the team, he's in the relay team. For them, to be there, it counts a lot. And their friends, their children, or their schoolmates, when they see them on TV, and that TV is going to be watched by 1.something billion people on TV. So it's going to motivate, and this program, it came at the right time where most of the people are going to watch TV, and immediately after this, a lot of these youngsters are going to be motivated by seeing themselves on TV and seeing their friends on TV. Everybody will want to join athletics going forward.
Thank you, Mr. Moleya. On that note, let the games begin.
Most important factor, outdid Matt. That's the most important factor.
Mr. Kumalo, the launch of the Track and Field series, I mean, what does this mean for South African schools? Lona, as the people who are in charge of South African school athletics.
This initiative is very, very important to us, because we've been long waiting for this. Remember, all these clubs and all these federations, are not to be seen at the rural areas, more where most of the talent is. And then we seem to be missing all those area where these talented athletes from rural areas are, urban areas athletes are. But this initiative will give also us some sort of marketing to say there are athletes in the rural, there are athletes in the urban areas that needs our assistance, that needs somebody to identify them, that needs somebody also to refer them to the federation, to refer them to the club, so that at the end of the day, they also become part of those who are at the Olympic currently, and that's our responsibility. And then we're not saying we owning these children, or we don't say they are our children. We are saying we will assist and work with whoever wants to work with us in terms of giving these children these opportunities, because opportunity of athletics is also a duty. He can make a living out of it. It's a living. And then most of them, I was looking nowadays, I checked the Diamond League, Bo Sekhodiso, who are also from school, Bo Walas, who are also from schools. How much are they earning the Diamond League? And I was shocked to see when you win a Diamond League, you get $30,000 US, and when you turn it to rent in South Africa, how much is it? It's a living. Most of them are athletics, they are living. So this one will then put them, will create a platform for them to say there's athletics. Guys, come in. A lot of ills within the community. So athletics for us, it's very important.
Just the mention of the Olympics, I mean, the launch of this event falls right at the time of the Olympics. So it must be, it's going to be a good motivation, I think, for the guys who are going to compete in this track and field series next year. Simbo Benji, Bo Light, Sebo Bayanda Walaza in Paris.
For us, it's a revelation. Let me put it that way, because even immediately after the Olympics, I'm taking as a team leader, Athletics South Africa, taking the youth and juniors to Peru in Lima. And then most of these athletes, you'll find them, Viwe are part of the team that I'm taking to the youth and juniors. And then in 3 weeks' time, I was in Cameroon taking the senior team of Athletics South Africa. And then we came being the winner. And then what we did, we mixed the youth and juniors teams within the teams. And most of them, by Olympics, Walaza was part of the team that went to Cameroon. And we put him into the senior to give him a platform. Look, this is where we want you to be, and then this is where your dream is. And to us, it works for us. It was within the Olympics, and then those who are going for the youth and juniors also will say next time it will not be youth and juniors. Now it will be the Olympic. It will be the World Championship, and then that would promote us and give these children a home in athletics.
So, Matt, as a former professional athlete, you'd know better that the foundation should be school sports, school athletics. Today we are here launching the track and field series involving schools. Just tell us, the idea behind this initiative.
For me, it was really about, I'm trying to do this. I think school sports is crucial. We know that. I think with athletics, the problem that's becoming through with athletics is we've seen it becoming a very individual sport, and schools are starting to make their athletic season shorter and shorter. So the objective behind this was to grow school sport again, get back into the schools where they start seeing there's something of value. There's a massive competition that every school can take part in, and get their kids energized, get them training, get them understanding that athletics is the fundamental of every sport. But we've got this amazing project. Let's get our kids back in there. Let's start training. Let's go out there and win.
As the drivers of this project, I mean, what are the expectations, considering that if you look at most of Team SA's athletic squads, as most of these guys, they came through university sports, they came through the junior ranks and all that. I'm sure you should be focused, predicting a bright future also for the national teams.
100%. This is the pipeline through to getting kids to the Olympics. I mean, we've got, 2 years ago was World Juniors in Cali. Benjamin Richardson, Life Pillay, Lene Clark, and Brian Ross, all medalists at that. They came through the school system and now they're at the Olympics this year. So that is amazing. We want to go that one step back though, and again, that's focusing on the individual. We want to focus on the team, the school side of things, where schools can commercialize their athletics, get bursaries, get scholarships. Kids coming out of areas where you normally wouldn't find athletics talent suddenly are getting bursaries to other schools. You know, what we're seeing in rugby, cricket, that's what we want to see in athletics. Athletics is the founder of every sport, let's be honest. So this is really about making sure those kids get an opportunity. I would love to see kids coming out of rural areas getting bursaries to more established schools. One, they're getting a better education, but two, they're getting a chance to improve on their athletic skill. That's what got them that opportunity. We see it in rugby where kids are taken all over the place. They grew up in Bloem, but now they're playing rugby in Pole. So we want to do the same. We want to create an opportunity for schools to start recruiting new athletes. That's the goal here, where athletics is one, strong in schools again. Two, we're getting new athletes introduced to the system. And three, kids are competing at a high level.
And it's almost fitting that this is launched at the time, during the time in the build-up to the Olympic Games.
Exactly, we chose it perfectly. The Olympics is about track and field, and that's my personal opinion. I absolutely love the sport, you know that. So for me, this is really about telling that story to everyone. Everyone's going to be glued watching the track and field, the Olympics, track and field at the Olympics. So I want everyone to see that promo that we've got. Suddenly it's on every TV screen throughout South Africa, and people are going, wow, I want to be part of that. There's the energy and excitement with the Olympic Games, and I want them to be part of it.
And still on the Olympics, what will be your prediction in terms of the medals from track and field, considering that we've gone through a dry patch, I think it's over 4 major international championships, including the last Olympics in Tokyo?
I hate predicting, you know that. But I think that there's something special about this at the South African athletics team this year. Predicting medals at Olympics is not a science, it's not easy. Even the best athletes buckle under pressure. But I think first and foremost, I think we've got this crew of amazing young athletes and for me, their goal must be getting to a final. Prudence, Benjamin, Brian, these kids, Life Pillay, they can make finals at Olympic Games. They are that good. Thereafter, I think medal-wise, the Carney, the 4x1, and the 4x4.
Thank you, man.